Hey there! Remember how I wished you a happy new year in the last video? Well, I hope yours is off to an amazing start. Because mine, let's just say, it hit a bit of a bumpy slope. Literally. So over the holidays, we decided to head to the mountains for some family time and a bit of fun in the snow. It was our daughter's first time skiing and she had a blast. Naturally, while we were there, I figured I'd take the chance to rent some gear myself and go snowboarding. The weather was magnificent, and I thought to myself, let's do one last descent to end the day. Feeling good? Maybe too good. I spotted this little bump on the slope and thought, why not one last jump? Cue the bad decision making, I launched off and pictured myself looking like this. But in reality, it looked more like this. So there I was, lying on the slope, shoulder wrecked, pride in pieces, cursing myself as I somehow snowboarded down the rest of the slope with one arm. Fast forward to the ER and a bunch of x-rays, an eventual surgery for a grade 5 acromioclavicular joint separation. Sounds fun, right? Long story short, my right arm's out of action for 30 days. And being right-handed, this got me thinking, how do I keep animating/working with one arm? Enter my foot. Now, believe it or not, this video idea actually came to me long before my snowboarding mishap. Let me explain. As a stop-motion animator, there have been countless times when I've wished I had a third hand, whether it's for adjusting tiny props, repositioning a puppet, or holding something steady while pressing the capture button. Having just two hands can feel like a limitation. Sure, Jenny and I often work together on shoots and take turns animating, but stop motion is usually a solo activity. That's why tools like the Dragonframe keypad exist. It's a lifesaver. Instead of running back and forth to your computer, you can use a keypad to control everything right at your fingertips. But even with the keypad, there are times when it's physically out of reach, especially if you're animating your own hands, also known as pixelation, a technique where you animate a human body frame by frame. It can be your own body or someone else's. It's a super fun approach, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more in future videos. Some animators have come up with clever solutions for this. For example, Dylan Marquis famously turned a Nintendo Power Glove into a Dragonframe controller. It's geeky, it's cool, and it works. But it still ties up one hand. Enters the Elgato Stream Deck Pedal. This device caught my attention a while back. It's sturdy, customizable, and designed for hands-free control. While it's mainly targeted to streamers and gamers, I immediately thought, could this be a game changer for stop-motion animators too? So I ordered one, and it's been sitting on my shelf for a few months now. I didn't really have time to test it out until now. Thanks to my snowboarding escapade, I am finally putting this idea to the test. The pedal has 3 customizable buttons, and you can program them using its dedicated software. For my setup, I initially mapped the left pedal to previous frame, the right pedal to next frame, and the middle pedal to capture. These are the 3 keys I use most often when animating. Now it's time for the ultimate test. As you can see, I have a simple top-down camera setup here, with a bit of cache, and these 3 metal circles that I found around the house. I'm going to attempt a simple scene where my left hand will interact with these objects, and this will force me to only use my foot to control Dragonframe, and really test if this pedal ID has legs. No pun intended. So immediately I'm blown away by how great this works. It's super responsive, and it feels like it was always there. Kind of reminds me of driving a car, where both my hands and legs are engaged in the action. The pedal itself feels solid, it's designed to handle some serious stomping, and it even comes with interchangeable springs so you can adjust the tensions to your liking. The cable is a decent length, but if you got a tall setup like me, you might need a longer cable. The center button for capturing frame works great, but the previous and next frames buttons are a little too far apart, and this back and forth motion of my leg feels clunky and I think will get tiresome quickly. So instead, I'm going to map the left button to be the auto toggle, that's number 4 on the keyboard in Dragonframe, so I can easily see my current and previous frame. This is super important to check my animation. And the right button I will map to spacebar so I can preview the whole animation while working. And guess what? It worked beautifully. The foot coordination takes a bit of getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's surprisingly intuitive. So here's the final result of this test shoot, only using the pedal. Pretty cool, right? So can you animate with your foot? Absolutely. And if you're in a situation like mine, or you just want a hands-free option for animating, this is a fantastic solution. I'll keep the pedal in place and definitely use this hack when my right hand returns to work as well. So here are the pros and cons of the Elgato pedal for stop motion. Hands-free operation for tricky shots, sturdy and reliable build, and easy to program and customize. The cons: full coordination takes a bit of practice, but it's pretty easy. It's not wireless, so you're limited by the cable length. I think you can go up to 5 meters, and you can get a separate USB to USB-C or USB-C to USB-A, depending on what you have on your computer. The last con is that there are only 3 buttons, so that can be sometimes limiting, but for most situations, those 3 buttons is all you need. So what's the takeaway from this story? Sometimes life throws you a curveball, or in my case, a snow bump, and you just have to roll with it, turn a bad situation into a positive, or even into a creative opportunity. Appreciate the little things, the people in your life, and if you're an animator, maybe give your foot a shot as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.